guys, I'm Sash. Welcome back to my channel. If you have been here before, thank you so much for the support. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, there's a subscription bell at the bottom of the screen. You could click that so you could get informed when there are more videos from me. If you like my content, also click the like button below so YouTube could recommend it to other people who might find my content, interesting and informative as well. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my Invisalign journey. So I decided to get Invisalign because I used to suck my thumb as a child. So I developed an open bite as a result of the thumb sucking. The thumb sucking. So I got an open bite. So it was like my teeth didn't close in the front. They were like this. As the years go by, I became a little bit more self-conscious, and I was at an opportunity where I wanted to get it fixed. And thankfully, my dentist does do the Invisalign process. So I set up a consult with them for the Invisalign. So the first visit for the consult, they just did x-rays of my teeth. Then they went over like the payment process. Thankfully, my dentist Invisalign is very expensive, and that's one of the things I was worried about because I heard about the cost. But thankfully, my dentist does like part payments, so he broke up the payments in like 4 different monthly payments, so that made it a little bit easier for me to afford the Invisalign treatment. I do know that some places offer like care credit where you could get a credit to pay for the Invisalign. If you were gonna get it, I would suggest, and the good thing with my dentist, again, they have like a flat fee, so they weren't charging you per visit. They have a flat fee for the whole treatment process. So thankfully for me, because I ended up wearing the trays longer than the projected treatment plan, so I didn't have to pay extra for the additional office visits that would require, because my dentist had like a flat fee. So pick a dentist that has a flat fee, because 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to be ending up wearing the Invisalign for a longer time than the projected treatment time. So at that visit, they did the consult, went over the cost, the payment plan, and then they did molding of my teeth. So it's like when people are getting like dentures, it's like a clay-like substance. Like they mold it around the teeth. So it's like the exact shape of your teeth. Any abnormality that's there on the teeth, it comes out on the mold. So then they do that mold and they send it off to California, because my dentist told me that that's where the headquarters for the Invisalign is located, in California. So they have to send it there. Then they have to decide if they're pleased with the mold, with the character of the mold. And then they will let you know if the mold is fine. Then they made my trays, and then they sent it back to my dentist. So that took about a couple weeks wait to get the trays. Then the dentist called me and told me the trays are ready. So I went back in, and then the first visit, they gave me like a plain tray. So I would wear this tray for like 1 week. So then I went back after the week, and then they added little attachments to the teeth. It's like the attachments are like little bumps on the teeth, but they're the same color as your tooth. So somebody had to really look closely to even know that there were bumps on the teeth. And those attachments are what the Invisalign trays snap into. So let me show you what it's like. So I hope you can see this. So the tray, you see these little bumps on the tray? These are so they match to the attachments that they're gonna put on your teeth. So both of them snap together when you put the trays on. So the first day they snapped in the new tray, oh my gosh, it was a shock to me, because I'd been wearing the plain trays for a week. I'm like, oh, this is fine. I could, it's not too bad. When they snapped in these things and they connected with the attachment on the teeth, it was so tight. You're gonna feel like an instant pulling on the teeth. So, and then it hurts. I don't know. I don't think people told me this. I think nobody told me. When I asked people who had Invisalign, they did not tell me that it hurts. For the first 3 days of you wearing a new tray, it's gonna hurt. Your teeth are gonna feel so tender. Like I would, like, at some points I was like dreading having to take them out to eat, because taking it out hurt, and when it snapped back in, that was another level of pain. But you have to do it each time you have to eat. That's the thing with the Invisalign. Each time you eat, you have to take it out. Then you have to brush your teeth, floss, and put it back in, because you can't eat with it in, and you can't have it with like dirty teeth, because you're gonna risk food getting stuck in the grooves, and also you're probably gonna risk getting your gums infected, you know, because remember, it's like closed in and you're walking around with food shut in there. No, that's a recipe for disaster. So you have to clean it each time you eat. But so the good thing is, after the first 3 days of wearing a new tray, the pain kind of gradually subsides, because I think the trays start to stretch a little. So it's merciful after the first 3 days. So that's the good thing. And then they gave me 4 trays. For example, the wrong tray on the wrong day. Trust me, that happened to me one time, and you don't want to. I made a mistake and put in tray 4 when I should have put in tray 2. And I got like an instant headache. I felt like my face was opening up. I was like, what is this? Because usually it hurts, but it never hurt this much. So I went back and checked the trays, and sure and behold, I had in the wrong tray. So I had to take that thing out instantly and put in the correct one. The dentist wants you to, well, it would be advisable that you keep it in for 20 hours out of the 24 hours for the day. So they will give you like 4 hours grace periods. You know, you're gonna eat dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. So that's what they're counting as the 4 hours without the tray. For me, I tried to stick to that as much as possible. In the beginning, it was hard because this is new for me. So I would take it out, I would eat, and then I forget to put it in. Or sometimes I would take it out and I would eat, and then I'd fall asleep and wake up hours later. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I should have put that tray in. So I would so what I would recommend you do is set an alarm. So when you take it out, set an alarm for like an hour, so you'll remember to put it back in. Because the more consistent you are with wearing it, the more effective and the more pleased you're gonna be with the outcome of your teeth. So the thing with the Invisalign, it depends on you. So you really determine like the outcome. So if you're not wearing the trays at all, you're not gonna see anything. Whilst if you are compliant and you're wearing the trays every day and you're keeping it in and you're up to scratch, you're gonna be so happy with the outcome. So each month I went in for a follow-up, and the dentist would check the movement of the teeth, if he's pleased with, how the bite, because mine was an open bite, so he will look at my bite and see how it's closing, and then he will let me know, how it's going, and then they will give me a fresh set of trays for each month. So I get 4 more trays, and then they'll give me the dates of when to change each tray. Midway through the treatment, they did another set of x-rays to see, exactly what's going on with the teeth, if they need new moldings or new trays or what's happening. So thankfully for me, my teeth were moving pretty quickly and I didn't need to get any new moldings. So everything was progressing well, and as much as I wasn't able to keep up with the 20 hours, but I made it to like 18, 19 hours per day. So I was doing pretty good. I was doing pretty good. And in terms of like not eating, try not to eat with the tray. You cannot. It's not even if you attempt to do it, it won't work, because the trays, you're not going to be able to bite with those things in. I did cheat a little and I did drink like say if I'm drinking cocktails or juice, you know, or milk, you can drink it with it. I drank it with the trays in, because I'm out. Like, I just clean the trays when I get home, and I'll tell you like a few tips that I have about cleaning the trays later. I'll go over that in a little bit. So I wear the trays, and then I'm pretty pleased with the outcome of my teeth. See, my gap has totally closed. I'm very happy with it. I actually, and the thing is, they wanted me to wear it for, initially they said I would have it in for 6 months, but I ended up wearing it for like 9 months. When I went to my 6 months follow-up, I was like, oh, I'm free. And he was like, no, we want you to continue because, you know, there still needs to be some more movement of the teeth and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right. So here I was with it for another couple more months. And then the last month of the treatment, they removed the little attachments from the teeth, and he told me to wear my final tray. You know, I had to wear it for, I think, the first month, I had to wear it for 18 hours a day for the first month. The second month, I had to wear it for 12 hours a day, so I could wear it overnight. And I was so happy because I felt like, okay, my daytimes are free. And I did that. And when I followed up, they checked my teeth, and he was pleased with how it looked, and I was pleased with how it looked, and the gap had closed. So he said I had 2 options. Since my teeth were fine with the final tray, he said I could use the final tray as my retainer. And the second option would be I could get new moldings done to get a retainer made in California and sent back. So, and then that would cost an additional $1,000. I was like, oh, hell no. If my current tray is working, because I asked him, is the retainer gonna look much different from my current tray? And he's like, no, it's not much different. So I'm like, why am I paying for that when this is working? So I said, I'm gonna stick with the final tray. So he said, yes, I could use the final tray as my retainer. So now I'm using it as a retainer, and I'm sleeping with the final tray every night. So for the most part, I am able to remember to keep it in. But say, for example, there's 7 nights in a week, I'll probably remember like 5 nights. And so far, it hasn't reverted. My gap hasn't reopened. But I do realize if I'm being lazy and I'm not sleeping with the retainer, say, for example, I go like a whole month without the retainer, or like 3 weeks, I realize it's slightly, you know, the gap's like slightly opening. So, but as soon as I put the final tray back in and I become more consistent, like wearing it every night, I notice that it closes back and, you know, becomes nice and neat, like how I like it. The thing is, I do have a few tips and tricks that I use. So to clean my trays, each time I would, like if you're sleeping all night with a tray and you take it out in the morning, it's covered in saliva. You don't want to keep sticking that back in. So I would clean it with hydrogen peroxide. So what I do, I get like a little container, a little bowl or something. Then I'll put my tray in it, and I'll pour the hydrogen peroxide on the tray and tip a little water in there and just leave it to soak for just a few minutes. Then you rinse it off and you put it back in, because it kind of disinfects it in a way. Another option I've used is the denture cleaners. It comes in like a little box. You could get it in Target, anywhere. So they're actually made for people with dentures, but they work pretty well for cleaning my Invisalign. It's like little tablets. You put it in a little bowl, you put the tray in there, and then you drop the tablet in there, and it fizzes and, you know, bubbles up, and then kind of disinfects the Invisalign tray. Now, to keep the Invisalign while I'm out and about, I keep this little kit with me. So this is just to store the Invisalign in. I got this from the dentist. So whenever I'm out, say if I'm eating or I'm at work, I would take out the Invisalign and put it in there. I would advise you use a kit like that. Try not to wrap it in napkins, because when you do wrap it in a napkin, you run the risk of tossing it out because you forget that it was there. That happened to me. I lost one of my trays that way, and you don't really want to do that, because depending on what tray it is and how, you may have to pay to get like another replacement, and you don't want that additional cost. So try to keep one of these little things to put it in. And then, since you have to be brushing your teeth each time you eat, I usually walk with like a travel toothbrush, a little dental floss, and a tiny travel toothpaste in a little pouch. So you know, you could just use it, and then that made it a little bit more convenient, like especially if you're at work or you're out eating, you could just go and clean your teeth and then put the tray back in. And in all, I am happy with the outcome. I was a bit skeptical, because I'm like, how are little plastic things gonna realign my teeth? But let me tell you, the suction on those things are next level, and you're gonna be so surprised when you see your teeth start to change. I think when you see the change starts to happen, that's when you become more, you know, motivated to. When you see the change start to happen, that's when you're going to become more motivated to really stick with the process. It's a very tedious process, and it can become very annoying because you have to be taking it out every minute. But if you can stick with the process, you will like the outcome. I've spoken to other people who have had braces, because I was thinking, what would it be like if I had gotten the braces? And based on what they have told me from the braces experience, I think the braces are a whole lot more painful than the Invisalign. Because my friend who had braces told me she couldn't even eat for a week when they tightened those things. But with the Invisalign, the pain is not so severe that you can't even eat. Your teeth are just gonna be tender. And you're gonna try to avoid maybe hard foods for the first 3 days. You're gonna want soft foods, but it's not severe pain. What I noticed too, to control the pain with the Invisalign, if I put the tray in and I drink some water, it kind of eases it a little bit. If it's so bad that it's bothering you, you could just take like a Tylenol or something to, you know, make yourself more comfortable. And it lasts for like 3 days. After that, you're gonna be a little bit more comfortable with the new tray. And then I think, but another pro with the braces would be way cheaper. I definitely know it would be way cheaper than the Invisalign. And aesthetically, I think most people will go for the Invisalign because it's not so noticeable, while the braces, once they're looking at you, they're looking right at the braces. Although I don't think anybody cares about that anymore. It's not like when you were in like high school or elementary, or you know, you don't want to look a certain way, but now nobody cares. So the braces will definitely be cheaper. I think it depends on your personality too. If you're somebody who is not gonna stick with the process of putting it back in and remembering to take it out and clean it each time, maybe the braces would have been better, because the braces are in and there's nothing you need to remember really with them. Yeah, and I don't know, in terms of the length, that's the thing I would be curious to know. How long does the braces actually take? I'm wondering if, because mine took around 9 months, I'm wondering if the braces would have taken a longer amount of time, or whether it would be like the same amount of time, or what would that be like? So if you have had braces before, please comment below your experience with it. Also, in addition to that, if you had the Invisalign, what do you think? Are you pleased with the outcome? Are there any tips and tricks that you could share with other people who are also interested in the Invisalign process? You could always comment it down below. And also remember, guys, if you like this video, just click the like button, and you can subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button. You could be notified whenever I post more videos, and I'll definitely be putting up more fun, informative videos. I hope you learned a lot and from this video, and also if you were thinking about getting the Invisalign, I hope this video kind of helped to, you know, help you to make a decision whether you would want it or not. Well, until next time, guys, guys. Thank you for watching.